morning. I think this is the first time we've heard from him, and it's an honor to have him here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for asking.
Okay, so you got that. And if you wouldn't mind, just let me put that on you, and you're good to go.
All right.
All wired up. Number one, Mike, 5 minutes with Mike is a hard act to follow, certainly. And your commentary was fascinating. So now we're going to get into title insurance. So who woke up today saying, ooh, title insurance? I know I didn't. Oh, that's not true. I did. I'm not talking about title insurance. Well, can I send around, please? You know, I made 40 copies. I think I overestimated just a touch. First, I'd like to have a little giveaway. Who knows what the largest piece of fraud is today? In real estate. Mortgage. You said that? Oh, okay. That's great. Well, deed theft, mortgage fraud, close enough. As I like to say, close enough for government work. And the second one is, when do you order title insurance?
When do you order title?
Yeah. What time of the... I'll tell you, got too many smart people in here. All right. All of that said, so now I don't really want to talk about title insurance. What I want to talk about is commodities. Who here, a lot of people are in commercial real estate sales, commercial real estate leasing. Who looks at themselves or their business as a commodity?
Everybody.
I mean, you may not view yourself as a commodity, but how many people out there view you as a commodity? Most people. So we need to differentiate ourselves. And how do we differentiate ourselves? What makes us different from the next guy? Andy, what makes you different from the next guy other than that you talk loud?
Me.
You. You are.
Officers told me there's only one me.
There is only one you. But so what makes you different is that you know how to get a deal, bring it to the underwriter, and get it sold to the underwriter.
Right, but the problem is you have to have, you have to back it up, because everybody says that, and if you don't really know what you're doing, you're just adding to the noise of the...
100%. That's your differentiation. I used to own a commercial mortgage company. Two people can bring the same deal to the same underwriter. One gets a no, one gets a yes. Why? The underwriter trusts you, but also you can tell the story better. So how do we promote ourselves so that people see our differences? Ryan, you're in qualified intermediary. Theoretically, they're all the same. They're holding money until they have to give it money back. But we're not all the same. I'm in title insurance. This sheet I just handed out is about how we differentiate ourselves. You know, a lot of people, most buyers don't know the first thing about title insurance. I was speaking with Mike Haltman about this morning. People have their own title company for whatever reason, good, bad, or indifferent. But not every title company is the same. How do I let people know that? And do people really even care? Like, some of the differentiating factors on this sheet are important. You know, in a residential transaction, you're going to get to the closing table, you're going to get a title policy. In a commercial transaction, the same thing. But are those title policies all created equal? Not necessarily. There are different ways to look at different aspects of the information you get back. But you have to be able to convince people of that. So, you know, these are some of our differentiating factors, but how do I get across to people, and can I get across to people? Who here tries to project or market or promote their differences in any way? Okay, what's your methodology?
Well,
Okay, you know what? Patent protection is definitely a good thing. Ryan, how do you differentiate yourself?
I have the opposite problem where anybody can call themselves a qualified intermediary. You know, your barber said if they want. So the fact that we're publicly traded in Fortune 500 company gives us a certain level of regulation that somebody who hung up a shingle doesn't in the past.
Okay, I mean, it definitely does. You know, you definitely have the financial backing. You know, I underwrite through Fidelity. I mean, it's the biggest underwriter in the world. I have, if anyone remembers 2008, title insurers went out of business. Who cares? And how do you make them care? Is the bottom line. You know, if you're a banker, you're a credit union. You know, how do you convince people? And it's by getting yourself out there. You know, we all come to these networking meetings, which are great, but how do we actually promote ourselves, I guess, is the bottom line. Some of the stuff that Mike Ferrugia was talking about today, good cause eviction, COPA, the pied-à-terre tax, close enough. I write about those things, and why do I write about those things? Like, if anyone wants to, anyone here ever hear of Substack? So if you go to Hallmark Abstract Wonders, that's our Substack, and we write about these things. Is it because people read it? Partially, but also if somebody's looking for it, they'll find it because of the keywords and the, you know, using the Google algorithm in a positive way to get attention. And that's what, as someone who's trying to further my brand, certainly networking is important, relationship building is important. Those are probably the two most important things. Although I also consider value add a very important thing. What can I bring? If someone looks at me as a commodity, what can I bring to the table to make them want to use me? What's my value add? So part of that is using Substack to try and create an impression that I'm a intellectual leader, that I understand the issues, and the articles contain some promotion, but it's not really about promotion. It's more about being out there and being visible, much like this. Thank you very much, Howard. Is an opportunity to be visible, and we need to be visible, and we need to show what how do we differentiate ourselves? That's very key. So another way I do it, Substack is important, or becoming an expert, a leader in your field. Like, how are you a leader in qualified intermediation? You know, how am I a leader in title insurance? There's a lot bigger companies. I don't know that there are a lot better companies, but, you know, there are companies that can run cocktail parties. There are companies that can spread the money that they have in ways to try and lead business to themselves. You know, we take a little bit of a different tack. It may not be quite as financially successful, but it's another way of doing it. But my value add, besides trying to be an intellectual leader, I have a podcast. Does anyone here have a podcast? And why do I have a podcast? It's to give people a platform who, you know, I've had some of the biggest names in New York City real estate on my podcast. Bob Knackel. I'm sure everyone here has heard of Bob Knackel. And what am I providing to him? I'm trying to give him a platform to promote himself. You know, those are the things that we can bring to the party. And, you know, it's certainly not easy. I've been in business since 2008, and, you know, it's a hard road out there, but if we keep pushing, if we keep looking at ways to make ourselves visible, who knows the phrase top of mind? Why does somebody come to you or anyone versus somebody else, versus some of the other 50 people who do exactly what you do? How do you remain top of mind? You network, you try and bring value, but you're also trying, in my case, I try and bring a platform to people. So a podcast accomplishes that. You know, there's many ways, and this list kind of brings up some of those ways. How many people here are business owners? And do you have a Google business page? Do you promote your Google business page? You know, what if I Googled your name, would Google know who the hell you were? And the Google business page is just another method to try and keep yourself top of mind. I post content to my Google business page every day. I try and keep my information up to date every day. Why? Because I want to be thought of if somebody wants a title company and says, title insurance company on Long Island. I want to show up. How many people here use AI? And you tell AI, have you ever, and I think someone here spoke about this another time, have you ever written into AI and say, who are the best commercial real estate brokers on Long Island? And see what comes up. Have you ever entered into these AI, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude? Have you ever told them about yourself? Have you ever listed what you do, how you do it, awards you've won? Ask them why you're not the best title insurance company. Ask them why, when you ask who the best title insurance company is, your name doesn't come up, and then rectify it. You need to let the powers that be, and the powers that be these days are AI. You need to let them know who you are, what you do, and why you do it better than anyone else. And hopefully, AI catches on. But I think it's just a never-ending game. As a business owner, it's a never-ending struggle for relevance, for being top of mind, for being the company people think of. You know, we all face the battle. When I go in to see an attorney trying to, and I don't use the hard sell approach, but every attorney has 3 title companies. The last thing they need, who here has ever been approached by an Aflac salesman? A title company going to see an attorney is the same thing as an Aflac salesman coming into your office. You want them the hell out of your office.
Hey, I'm an Aflac fan.
Are you? Are you? Yeah. All right. I actually have an account with Aflac, full disclosure. But you got to give them a reason to see you. You need to give them a reason to say, oh, I know this guy. You know, I'll talk to this guy. I don't expect that when I go see this guy, I'm going to become his title company. Yeah.
I think the biggest problem people have is when they make an introduction to each one for the first time or follow up. They're always about, let's close business, let's talk about business. It's the biggest mistake people make.
100%.
Learn about your family, let my friends. If I like you, I trust you. Business will go for now. I think that's.
I couldn't agree more. I think you said two of the 3 words of that famous phrase, which is know, like, trust. Like if you're in a networking group, are you going to refer business who you don't trust? Are you going to refer business to someone who you don't trust? That attorney or that whoever you're talking to, you need to build that. Well, you're saying like old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I've been reading lately is people over like 40, no like and trust. The people under 40 who grew up staring at a phone, they want to get to the point.
Immediate satisfaction.
They've already done their research, they know a lot of facts, they've Googled and they've AI'd it, and they don't want to receive it. Hey, how's it going?
Right.
It's shocking to us, but that's what I've been reading.
So does that mean that we change our business methodology to match? Maybe. You know what? Maybe so. I don't know. But, Brian?
The in-house young person at 31.
Touche, man.
I think there's definitely something to do that, especially when I have younger people calling me. I always joke with other guests because there's 6 questions that AI gets them to ask UI, and I get those. And a lot of the times, those are the same as the younger people.
Right.
So, and then the younger people are the same ones where if I'm on the phone with somebody else and they call me, they don't leave a message, they call up the next guy. The older people will generally leave a message, be thankful that I get back to them in an hour when I can. So, I think, yeah, definitely adjusting, but I wouldn't say blanket. I still like it.
I also make jokes with mine. A lot of these questions after I give them term sheets, letters of intent, or commitment letters, they flood you with like 10 or 15 questions. And I make a joke of them. I go, are these really your questions or are these AI generated questions that you thought would be thoughtful? And then it like breaks down the law and like what questions do you really have? Like how can I differentiate myself from services? a lot of the other stuff that has more.
Right.
And it shows like trust, it feels, how it's credibility.
No, that's great. Listen, any way we can build trust with a prospect or a client is the thing to do.
But I think, to your point before about FFPs, right, the differentiator, that's very true. It's like the line, the line is allowed.
Only because he's young.
Is notwithstanding, I know that he's working with the client, you can help them avoid making $1 million or more mistake, right? Like, you can have to, protect them and make sure that they're not going to make mistakes. You or me, right? Like, I help people stay on track, right? And help them achieve their objectives by helping them avoid making $1 million mistakes.
Absolutely.
What that works, right? And so,
$1 million.
that is part of the largest, UI company in the country and all that. That's not really the differentiation. The differentiation is extending attention.
Absolutely.
Clients that I do, right, are only versus
Yeah.
just, selling them. Right?
All great points. I think,
There's a distinction between the targeting of an unknown prospect and then dealing with it, and what we had illustrated, works. The initial sales process where something to get
yeah, and getting through and getting that first meeting can be very difficult. But I don't want to take too much time, Hal. I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Next order is at Hallmark Abstract.
LLC.
There you go.
Don't forget the
Um,
LLC.
Mike, if you have the microphone, yeah. Thank you. No, I don't. But those are the links to Michael's website and his podcast. So please take advantage of that. And at this point, we come to our haves and wants portion of the meeting, the marketing portion. Let me just see if there's anything else that I wanted to go